Ahead of this weekly close, there is currently so much fear in the market. As we can see here, there is more fear than the FTX collapse during the previous bear market. Just soak that in. Now, taking a look at the Bitcoin chart right away, because we don't want to waste any time here, Bitcoin is now sitting at 83.6K, and this is looking like a pretty bad weekly close. On the daily first, we are now trying to tap into this 200-day moving average, as we can see, which sits right around 83.2K. If we can't hold this level of support, as I've been discussing for weeks now, we will result much lower, and at the bare minimum, retest this wick. I know we talked about it a lot, but if you're new to the channel, this has been my thesis for quite a while now. Bitcoin is not looking great. And now let me just flip to the weekly chart here. What we can see is that on the weekly chart, it is not a pretty candle. You know, everyone got excited that we could have had potentially a huge reversal, seeing a big drawdown in the last week, but that drawdown has continued into this week. Only time will tell where Bitcoin could be headed next, but I am still leaning towards the 73K area. Now, I've been trading this market whether we go up or down and making significant profits in the meantime. So if you'd like to trade the market with me, just remember I have an insane bonus with weeks. It's the first link in my description down below, a 50% deposit bonus. That means that if you deposit $2,000 into your account, you get $1,000 back for trading purposes. So if you enjoy those kinds of bonuses and you like trading the crypto markets, whether we go up or down, make sure to sign up. It's the first link in my description down below. Now back to Bitcoin. The next immediate area of support, as we just talked about, is this 200-day moving average, and afterwards it's nothing but air. We will be going lower, in my honest opinion, unless there's some kind of crazy announcement. Now, this drawdown is not necessarily due to crypto itself, but more due to the macro, because as we know now, there is a ton of bullish news coming out for crypto. We have our first ever strategic Bitcoin reserve in the US. We also have a digital asset stockpile that's getting into place. So many bullish narratives here. Meanwhile, the price is still tanking. The macro is simply not looking good. And what do I mean by macro? Well, first of all, inflation is still not under control. US firms' inflation expectations have continued to surge. Services and manufacturing companies anticipate their costs will increase by 5.7% and 7.3% in 2025, according to the New York Fed. That would mark the largest jump for manufacturing firms in at least 3 years and the largest jump for service firms in 2 years. And the other thing, services firms are expecting their selling prices to increase by 5% in 2025, the most since 2023. At the same time, manufacturing firms anticipate selling prices to increase by 5.4%, which is the most since 2022. Inflation is set to remain elevated. The reason why this is important is because we've been talking about the concept of monetary policy, quantitative tightening, quantitative easing, and for altcoins to really start outperforming, we do need to see quantitative easing. So if inflation still remains sticky, there's no reason for them to start printing more money, meaning that the crypto market will naturally struggle, and this also falls under stocks. Stocks will likely struggle, and that will obviously have an effect on crypto, as we've been discussing on the channel. I don't like to be bearish any more than you do, but right now this weekly close is not looking good. We're trying to hold the 200-day moving average as support, but if we fall below here, it will not be pretty, which is why I have been shorting the market. Once again, you can short with me if you'd like to. On weeks, it's the first link in my description down below. And this is how the market is currently feeling. Anger, depression. Anger, depression. And it just kind of continues. It sucks to say this, but this is where we find ourselves. I have been vocally bearish for quite a while now, and I still will be bearish, but I will also let you know when I start adding some more spot positions. So if you want to know exactly when I start adding to my positions, make sure to subscribe to this channel because I will be providing you with an update every single day. Meanwhile, already in the short term, Texas approved a historic Bitcoin state reserve bill establishing a crypto reserve. Their key criteria there was to have assets over $500 billion. Obviously, Bitcoin surpasses that threshold, so very good on Texas, and we will likely see a lot more states follow suit, despite the recent price action for Bitcoin. Next up, we have Bitcoin is a bubble in 2013. In 2015, governments will ban Bitcoin. In 2017, institutions will never buy Bitcoin. I specifically remember that one. In 2020, no country will ever adopt it as a legal tender. There we have El Salvador. In 2021, a US spot ETF will never happen. In 2024, Trump will never acknowledge Bitcoin. In 2025, a strategic Bitcoin reserve will never happen. At what point do you realize you've been wrong the entire time? I absolutely love this post because it shows that Bitcoin has proved all the haters wrong. Yes, we can still dump in the short term, and in fact, I've been talking about this regularly, but if you truly believe in Bitcoin, you should be stacking for the long term. Not financial advice, but this is how I operate in these markets. I trade and I stack. Now, there's no sense here in continuing to look at the Bitcoin chart. I have been shorting, and once the 200-day moving average holds as resistance, as you can see here, this blue line, I will be targeting 73K to close my shorts. So if you'd like to trade with me once again, it's the first link in my description down below, bringing you directly to Weeks, one of my favorite exchanges in the crypto industry. Now, there's just something very important that I wanted to discuss in this video, aside from Bitcoin and how it's currently looking, and that is your crypto strategy. Holding random altcoins long-term is no longer a strategy. It's hope masquerading as a plan. 2017 rewarded gamblers, 2025 buries them. Couldn't agree more with this. The market has transitioned from a casino economy where passive gambling on random altcoins was systematically rewarded into a skill-based arena where success demands differentiation between two games. The first game is a game of chance, which is gambling, passive holding of legacy altcoins, nostalgic bets on outdated narratives, and blind bag holding without active market participation. The second one, which I try to teach you on this channel, is a game of skill, making asymmetric bets, which means actively identifying trends, timing cycles, and managing risk through narratives, liquidity patterns, or on-chain fundamentals. The market hasn't stopped rewarding risk, it's just redistributing profits from gamblers to players with skill. Couldn't agree more. So you might be asking, okay, what is the asymmetric edge that I have that I've been talking about on the channel? Well, the first one that we talked about a very long time ago was indeed in the meme coin casino. We started out when the meme coins were still very much relevant, and we were looking at potential runners in the meme coin casino. Now, one of those runners, for example, was Chill Guy, which we talked about on the channel at a $50 million market cap once we saw that the trend really started to pick up on TikTok. That coin went all the way up to a $750 million market cap, and we made some insane profits as a community. Then the next thing that we looked at from a meme coin perspective was trying to front run the Coinbase listings. You'll also remember that we talked about this on the channel. So we were looking for hints for what coins Coinbase were going to list on their roadmap and then obviously on their platform afterwards. Every single time that a new coin got listed on the Coinbase roadmap, we saw a huge spike. Same thing when it was actually actively tradable on the exchange. So we front ran a lot of those, namely Peanut and Toshi, and we saw massive gains with those plays. Then, when we started to see liquidity shift out of the Solana ecosystem and pump fund revenues going down and people getting desperate because everyone just kept on getting rugged with these new meme coins and these celebrity coins, that is when we shifted our strategy to start shorting the market. And what do I mean by this? Well, we found ourselves in a position where tons of projects, even outside of memes, were grossly overvalued. For example, new layer ones launching without an actual proven product and had no reasons to be listed at billions of dollars in fully diluted valuations. Those coins with lots of investors involved were the ones that we started shorting immediately when they got listed on Binance Futures. So we started to notice all of these opportunities. Then the next gradual step was to, of course, start shorting the meme coins. With the turn in the market, starting to see Solana crash, and of course, meme coins really not performing well along with celebrity coins, shorting these was the perfect opportunity, and we have continued to do so. I've been sharing all of my plays in the Pro Discord community. By the way, if you want to sign up to that, it's the second link in my description down below, the Pro version. But all of these plays have been shared within the community, and this is exactly what is meant by finding your edge and identifying new trends. We've been doing this time and time again, and these opportunities aren't around forever. So there will be a moment in time where, for example, shorting these celebrity coins or shorting these meme coins probably won't be as profitable as it has been, but I will make sure to keep you updated when that time changes. For now, it's still very much valid. Now, on this topic, I did want to share this with you. There are two potential coins that you need to keep your eyes on. First of all, we have, of course, the FIFA coin. Now, it's not confirmed whether or not this will launch, and the other one as well in this video isn't confirmed yet, as a matter of fact. But directly from the White House Crypto Summit, we found out that they did want to launch a coin. I am fully expecting this one to rug completely. Now, the next one that has been a topic for a very long time is Kanye West's coin. I think that this one will rug as well, unless he can integrate it extremely well with his current product. But I'm not so sure about that. And as you can see, this tweet actually just got deleted. But basically, it's starting to look more and more likely that this will happen because Kanye actually met up with Ansem, who's a big thought leader in the crypto space. If you're on crypto Twitter, you likely know of this guy over here. As we can see, Kanye West has been engaging with Ansem, a prominent figure in the cryptocurrency community, to learn about cryptocurrencies. This collaboration has led to widespread speculation about the potential launch of a new crypto project involving Kanye. Discussions online reveal a mix of skepticism and optimism. Some users express concerns that Ansem might be using his influence to extract value from celebrity projects, which is very valid because we've seen it time and time again. So these are the two projects that you want to keep your eyes on. I will remind you, Weeks is one of the top exchanges that goes ahead and lists these new projects early. So if these coins launch and you want to have the opportunity to be able to trade them before anyone else, make sure to click the first link in my description down below, which will bring you directly to Weeks. And as you can see here on the screen, there's also insane bonuses for trading. Don't miss out because this promotion won't be around for much longer. And let's wrap up the video taking a look at Bitcoin once more. As we can see at the time of recording, we are really trying to hold this 83.3K level of support, the 200-day moving average. If we go on the daily chart here, what do we see? Yeah, we're right at that level. But as I've been saying, I'm still favoring shorts in this market. Now, to wrap up the video, I really wanted to show you something interesting. $110 billion Van Eck proposed 6 ways for the USA to acquire more Bitcoin with their neutral budget strategy. As we discussed, they definitely don't want to be hurting the American taxpayers. So here are ways that they can accumulate more Bitcoin without doing so. First of all, ESF's Exchange Stabilization Fund. They have a net $39 billion position, self-funded, not congressionally approved. Then revalue gold reserves. Obviously, it requires Congress as well. Reduce the Fed's permissional surplus, which requires Congress as well, but doesn't require specific on the use of proceeds. For background, pre-2015, the Fed had limitless surplus, then lowered to $10 billion, then reduced it to $7 billion in 2018. Then they also have lobby the IMF to include Bitcoin in SDRs. Last review was in 2022. The next one is in 2027. This could help them acquire more Bitcoin here. We, of course, also have Bitcoin bonds, which I thought was a very interesting one. So the U.S. Treasury in this case would issue bonds price above par with a small portion of the proceeds used to buy Bitcoin and the remainder financing government operations. The Bitcoin would be held as collateral and returned to bondholders in kind upon maturity, potentially alongside principal repayments in dollars, which would likely require Congress approval as material change to structure of the U.S. debt. Then they have sell 1.4 billion pounds of cheese stored in Missouri caves. The estimate value here is actually between $2 billion and $4 billion. Most of the cheese is privately held, but the USDA can sell excess dairy without congressional approval. Then, percentage of the Doge savings, we know what Elon Musk is currently doing, cutting costs at the federal level and trying to reduce the national deficit. Unclear if general savings like this will fit in the bill. I just thought it'd be nice to share all the hypothetical ways that the US government could acquire more Bitcoin without hurting the American taxpayers. And that sums up today's video. Unless we get an insane save before the weekly candle closes, it's not looking very positive for Bitcoin and there could still be some short-term pain. So if you're trading, just make sure that you're aware of that. I've been favoring shorts as we've been discussing, but these are still very good opportunities to be trading the market and actually making profits, whether the price goes up or down. That's why I love the game of trading. It's simply amazing. And of course, we touched on 2 potential meme coins to make some significant profits, which I described as my current edge in the market. The Kanye coin, number 1, and then of course, the FIFA coin. So if these 2 coins come out, I will certainly make sure to let you know, and I will be talking about my positions within the Discord. That sums up today's quick video. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.